Welcome to the Changeover Podcast. This is the Weekly Grind, and we are here with Evan this week and Justin. Evan, thanks for coming and finally making an appearance on the podcast. So far, we've done about four or five
This is
podcasts,
the fifth one.
and on YouTube, I realized that a big percentage of our viewers are actually not subscribed to the channel. So if you're enjoying what's going on, please give us a like and a subscribe to the channel, and also follow us on Instagram and other social medias and wherever you get your podcasts. I guess Spotify and Apple as well. Justin, how was last week in Trinidad? Or I guess the whole trip overall.
Yeah, good. I mean, I didn't train at all before, like I said, so I couldn't expect too much, I think. But I guess the silver lining for me is that I had no pain in my wrist and I was able to play. So overall for me, the trip was a positive. I feel like I could have probably played some better tennis, but you don't.
In some of the matches, not in every match. You played well your first match.
For the most part, yeah. I just feel like there's areas in my game where I normally play well that I didn't the whole trip. But for me, the trip as a whole was great. I mean, where we stayed was unbelievable. The family was great. Shout out to the Murphy family in Trinidad. Took good care of us. Dad helped us out with the car, so we were very comfortable. And Trinidad was good vibes, so no complaints for me for the whole trip.
Yeah. And you, Evan, you were in Savannah last week, right? Did you play all the Florida challenges?
No, that was my only one. I just played the Savannah Challenger.
How was it?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it was at a really nice club, like country club and stuff. And we had housing. They were super nice. I thought I played decent. I mean, I thought I played the right way for the most part, or more so than I have been in the past couple weeks. So that was good. And I lost second round of the main draw. But yeah, I thought it.
Why do you think the last few weeks you weren't playing, I guess, like what you said, the right way?
I think just fear during the matches.
Is it like a pressure thing because of like goals that you set for yourself or something?
Yeah, for me, I think the goals, I guess you think about them, but for me, it's just when I get in my own head about my game, I think it kind of just spirals downward. So I think, just making sure my focus is good. I'm focusing on the right stuff.
Which it sounds like you did last week. Right?
Yeah, I think I did for the most part last week. It was nice having Chris on the road with me because he makes sure that your mind isn't wandering on the court and stuff like that.
Is that important to you, like especially at the challenges where they have coaching available for players like during the match?
Yeah. For me, I haven't done it that much so far. I mean, obviously Chris was there last week. I think it definitely helps. It's just at the challenger level, I'm not sure how fair it is still.
What do you mean?
Because for guys who just got into challenger level, maybe they still can't afford to have a coach on the road most of the week, so it's still kind of hit or miss. Whereas on the ATP tour, I'm sure pretty much everyone has a coach with them. So I think still maybe on the challenger tour, it's a little.
But you think it's big value to have the coach like during the match, like?
I think it's a big value, especially. I mean, he can talk to you whenever, pretty much whenever you're on your side, like in between games, you can just go over.
And he was talking more tactically or trying to help you out emotionally?
For me, it was, just trying to make sure my focus is on the right stuff and more tactically, I think. Okay. I think I did okay emotionally, but here and there as well, emotionally too. But a lot more tactically, I think.
Beggy, like Justin said something to me yesterday, like after the first session, because we were in Trinidad for 2 weeks, and then Justin said at the end of practice, like, "Am I dumb?" And I was like, "What you mean?" He said, "Bro, like we haven't been with Beggy for 2 weeks, and after one session with him, I walk away. Like all he has to do is say a few things, and I feel like I'm playing way better, you know."
Yeah, for sure.
So he must add a lot of value on the road.
Yeah. I think he definitely does. Yeah.
And how was your trip in Trinidad overall? You think?
Overall, decent. I think. I mean, I played good all of my pretty much every match. Maybe the first match I didn't play that well, but then every other match I played well. I lost to two guys who were playing good tennis. I guess the guy lost to the second week, won the whole tournament. I didn't feel like the level was that different, especially the way I started the match. I started up a break. so I was a little bit disappointed to lose, but then I just reminded myself that I've let go of all expectations, so that I wasn't very angry for long. But I had a good trip, like you said, it was fun. Like the housing was huge, so we didn't have to pay for housing for the 2 weeks, and lots of meals were covered. So we saved money there, and then obviously we're around our friends and family, so that was nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's good.
How was So Evan played college tennis at UCLA, and actually won NCAA doubles and played in the U.S. Open. How was college life for you? I mean, you weren't there for very long, right?
Yeah, I was there for 2 years, so just freshman and sophomore year. I played.
And you took time in between, didn't you?
Yeah. I didn't go in the fall, so I
Okay.
played like futures and stuff in the fall, and then went back for the season.
And how was the U.S. Open experience?
Yeah, I mean, it was great, and we lost first round, which is unfortunate. But the experience itself, I mean, it's just kind of weird seeing Rafa like in the locker room or something as like a fellow player. I mean, just practicing next to all those guys, you just feel like you're doing something special.
You feel like a player.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like what we talked about last week with Oscar about the challenges. It's like that's even the next level.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think you learn a lot. It's just good, I think, just to spend time around those high-ranked players and see what they do, see how they practice and stuff like that. Yeah.
Have you seen a big difference, like playing futures and challenges? Have you seen a big difference in the quality of the tournaments, like I guess how it's ran and how, like the quality of life for players at these tournaments?
Yeah, I think, I mean, challengers, it varies as well still. Like some of the challengers feel like you're playing ATPs, like Monterey. We had mentioned earlier. Monterey was really nice. A ton of people come out and watch. Some, not so much. But I think it can be dangerous as well. It can be a trap because you feel good at the challengers. Like you get nights of hotel paid for. You get people coming to watch, and it's great. And it's great you're moving up. But I feel like it can also be easy. You're like kind of comfortable at the challengers instead of, I feel like when people at the futures are like, oh, I gotta get to challengers, get to challengers. Maybe some guys at challengers.
It's not so bad here.
Yeah, it's easy to say that. Where obviously everyone wants to get to the ATPs, but it can be a trap sometimes. I think as well. Yeah.
I think you have a pretty I don't want to say unique or special, but like we had a question a few weeks ago, maybe the first or second week, we had a question about taking risks and like scheduling from Dan, and he was asking pretty much our opinions on like around what ranking would you be ready to take a risk and try to play at the next level. And that would have happened to you at the beginning of last year. You played a few 15Ks and 25s, and as soon as you got the chance to go to the challengers, you went and it worked out. Can you talk us through pretty much the mindset of what was going on then?
Yeah, pretty much. I had started consistently getting some good results at futures. Played a challenger here or there, but it wasn't consistent. And then I had signed up for, I don't even know why I signed up for it. I signed up for Kazakhstan. But there's 2 in a row, and I only signed up for the second week. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe my finger slipped while I was on the ATP page or something.
That happens a lot, bro. You mess it up all the time.
Happens. So yeah, my ranking was actually high enough. This was the first time I got directly into a challenger qualifier off the first cut. Yeah. So it had pulled me out of the other challengers.
Oh, how were you?
I want to say around 500, maybe 400 something.
Okay.
Low 400s, I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I think, that was the first time I got in, and I didn't even know that it would pull you out of the other options that you weren't in. Mm-hmm. So I was signed up for maybe 2 other tournaments somewhere in Europe, 2 other challengers. And I was just expecting just to see which one I would, get closer and maybe make a trip if I got in. But I got in directly second week of Kazakhstan. So it pulled me out of everything. I didn't know what to do. I was going to Kazakhstan for 1 week is kind of tough. The travel time was like 24 hours or something like that. Yeah. So, and it was by myself too. So I was just gonna die. But we ended up deciding, because it was the week before, to just go sign in as a like on-site alternate into qualies, and hopefully one person pulls out, and I should be in if no one ranked higher than me signed on-site as well. And that ended up, I went there I got there Saturday evening, played Sunday morning, didn't get to hit Saturday evening, 24-hour travel time, ended up qualifying the first week, winning a round in Maine, and then second week I qualified and made semis.
Yeah.
So something that was not expected turned out to be a big payout. Yeah.
But you felt like you were in a good position, like confidence-wise, and how you were playing.
I felt like
that, right?
I felt like I was improving. I mean, as I said, I was starting to get more consistent, like good results at the futures.
Yeah.
So I felt like if there was a chance for me, I'd take it. But the chance was just, it was a long travel. That's all I remember. Long travel time.
What I remember from that week, I think I was in Tunisia at the time, like similar, maybe.
Yeah.
I was in Tunisia, but on my way to Tunisia, so I went from Dallas to Rome to Tunisia.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got to Tunisia, my bag wasn't there, my suitcase wasn't there, and all I had was my racket bag, pair of tennis shoes. Maybe I had my tennis shoes and like running shoes and like 2 sets of tennis clothes. And my suitcase was just in Rome for 6 days. So every day I would just train, like do laundry in the sink, hang it up, and just pray. Hopefully it's dry by the morning. I did that for 6 straight days.
Wash your clothes while you're naked.
Yeah.
Take them off, wait for them to dry, then put them back on.
Craziness. But the panic when I wake up the next day and see like if it rained overnight. So it's not, oh my goodness. But it came in. I think it came in must have the day before main draw started, but like
you were posting daily updates.
Yeah, daily updates on my Instagram. Yeah, crazy. So I guess that's an important lesson too for tennis players, that you should have sets of clothes in your tennis
carry
bag.
on. Yeah.
Gotta
Bring
learn.
your rackets with you on the plane too, because if you didn't have your rackets for 6 days,
exactly,
then that would be even
I often don't do that.
Double whammy.
If it's a chance for me to put my bag under, I do it a lot.
I do it if it's close. Like if I'm flying American Airlines and it's like one layover, or if I'm going direct, I'll.
I think I did it to Tunisia.
What? No,
Put my bag.
You're lucky. You'd have been done. But that's twice.
Boy.
Actually, one time I did it to Peru for Pan Am, and I ended up switching rackets because of that.
I give you my racket
Yeah.
because you didn't have rackets.
I flew to Pan Am, and for 3 days I didn't have my tennis bag. I had my suitcase but no tennis bag, and I used Justin's rackets for 3 days. Then my rackets came the day before first round. I didn't know which racket to use. I didn't know if
What'd you use?
I think I used my racket,
Okay,
but I almost used yours.
Scratch that then. Maybe it's a good thing. Find a better racket.
I guess that leads us into the next topic of the conversation for you especially, because you've had quite the story with rackets in the last year or so, year and a half.
Yeah.
What's tell us what happened with the head rackets like a year ago. Was it a year ago, year and a half ago? I don't even remember.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half ago. Wasn't playing well. I was trying to switch rackets. But I was trying to switch to an older racket that I had used before. Couldn't find them anywhere, so went on this random website, bought them from there. I got them, and I still wasn't playing great. They didn't feel great. I was like, something's
Something's not right.
Something's not adding up. But I was in Cancun actually, and I was just looking at my rackets. Oh, I bought 3 from the website. I had bought 1 from someone else. So the one I got first, it felt fine. The other 3, some fell off. So I was like, this cannot be a coincidence. I was just staring at my rackets, just like contemplating. And then I noticed like slight differences in the rackets. So I don't know if if the rackets I got were fake or what was
From
going
the
on.
website.
Yeah. So what was going on with them? And I asked some of my friends at the tournament to like check them out, like hit with them a little bit, see how they feel, and they're like,
Everybody agreed that they were
yeah,
different.
I don't know what's going on, but they're different. I was like, all right. Oh, I had the racket I use now. I had only one in my bag, and then like one day before the tournament, I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna use this one for the match. I ended up winning my first match, like 2 matches that week. I was like, all right, I'm switching. Done deals. I'm
So now
switching,
you're a
yeah.
Wilson dude.
But that wasn't that easy because then you also got the PT57s
Yeah.
before Naples.
Yeah. I
He
had.
almost played
He
with it
played
in
doubles
Naples.
with it.
Yeah.
Because of me, actually, we hit, and I was like, need to play with this racket.
It was it's an old racket that some pro players still use. I got it from Head, but I was still in between rackets there. Cause I know a lot of people use it and it's a good racket, but I ended up just staying with the Wilson one that I use now.
Were you always kind of obsessive with rackets, or did this just kind of happen in that little?
I feel like this happened like kind of after college because I didn't know about any of this stuff really when I was younger. I just whatever new racket of the same model, I just switched to it like screw it. But then so maybe some of the rackets that came out I didn't like as much as the previous one I've been using, so I just did some research, kind of went down the rabbit hole and
Kind of.
lost my mind. Just a little bit though.
But you've been consistent now with the blade for how long?
Yeah,
A
I've
year?
been using it for like a year and a half now. Yeah. It's been good. Yeah.
But now the string has been the latest obsession.
Yeah, I mean, trying new strings, trying Luxilon, but it's been good. Breaking a little quick, but I guess we're just gonna have to live with that.
Yeah. You like the
Get you
combo
more
today with the original? The original.
It was 4G with
4G,
4G with Alu Power Rough, but I think I just like the full Alu Power Rough better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have a show? Huh? That's what I heard.
He is. He's have a little section on the channel for rackets.
What's it gonna look like, Evan?
I got no clue.
No, we start next week. We'll start next
All
week.
right.
Evan just needs a little positive reinforcement,
Yeah,
and he'll get
yeah,
going.
I
yeah,
need someone
yeah.
to do it for him, and then he's
I need someone to do everything for me, and then it's good.
No, Zeke's coming, so Zeke will be the first person to experience
yeah,
the,
we're
this
excited
section
to
on
have
the show.
Zeke. Yeah, for sure.
All right, Justin, you want to get into one of our questions?
This is a question from Jada. The question was things you wish you knew before getting on tour. Anybody has any things they wish they knew?
Evan, what do you wish you know?
Maybe just about the Kazakhstan travel. But like in all seriousness, I don't know. I mean, it can get lonely on tour sometimes, I guess. If especially, I mean, we're not always gonna play the same tournaments based on surface, based on climate, based on our rankings and our schedules at the time. So sometimes you just gotta go to tournaments by yourself, especially if it's far. It's like can be a grind
That reminded
sometimes.
me when you were in Kazakhstan, that trip, I was miserable in Tunisia. Like time change by myself, didn't have phone service. So
And
like,
it's worse too, like if say you lose early and you have 5-6 days, especially in places like Tunisia where it's
I was
like
supposed to
you
be
have
for
to
3
stay
weeks.
there.
I
People-
was gone.
after 2 weeks.
I was supposed to play. I said 3, maybe 4 weeks. After the second week, I was like,
But a place like
I was
that is
like, United's playing in London. I'm going over to watch United play.
like there's no practice courts all day, so you can wake up at like either 6 a.m., 5 a.m. or play late at night. So your whole day is shut. You can't do anything. So like I would definitely say trying to schedule where you're comfortable at least, or with people that you like, so that at least you can pass the time in some sort of healthy way, because it can get. Not for me. I don't think I've had that experience, but I've seen people. It gets dark for people. Like they don't really like the grind of being by yourself, and
Some people
the
love
road.
it. I mean, it worked for Josh. I'm not saying that Josh loved it, but like Josh went to
Egypt.
Sham by himself.
Well, he
and then
found a friend that he became close
Josh
with.
was leading the tour, like the
in match wins.
like ITF futures and challengers and ATP
Yeah.
in match wins. Unbelievable.
That's a good start.
That was hype.
Shout out Josh.
Yeah.
Sick stat.
Also, we need to say congrats and sorry to Matthew on last week. Matthew from Barbados last week qualified and got his first ATP points, and the next day got hurt, so he'll be out for a little bit. But he was is a big supporter of the podcast. Watches all the
Good friend. Good
friend.
guy.
besides getting us sick.
Yeah. A little bit of a crazy person, but yeah, wish you all the best, dog, and praying for you and all that. But
Real,
hope you get back out there soon.
real.
Yeah.
So what's next, Evan, for you? Upcoming schedule.
Well, we're all going to Mexico for a 25K, a future, in like a week and a half about.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice to be together at a tournament and stuff.
Yeah.
How you feel about that? Like, you haven't played futures in a while, no?
You're gonna piss him off. He wants to piss him off.
You're trying to get clips on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but in order not to do it, I should win more matches in the challenges, right? So it's my fault, kind of. But yeah, it's fine. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, especially going with the guys. So
I mean, it can work out for you. Like, look at what Zeke just did
Yeah.
in Trinidad. Zeke was playing challenges. I don't even know if it's mostly challenges, but played a lot of challenges and then went back to futures and couldn't lose matches if he tried in Trinidad. The man won, especially in doubles. He won like 2 futures in a row in Ecuador, and then
won the first one in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Lost final the second one. Is that
that's
true?
what 19 straight matches, I think. He
Something
would've
like
won.
that. Something stupid
and
like
then
that.
barely lost the 20th, like very close.
I know, it's 4 matches in double, so it would have been like
Oh, it's 4. Okay.
15
I think
in
he
a row.
also
yeah.
won one in Canada with Alfredo before that or something.
Then probably
Maybe I'm not
some
sure.
dumb,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
ridiculous.
And then in singles also won the
9
first
in a
week,
row.
final the second
Yeah.
week. So
Good trip for him. It paid off.
huge
in the end.
effort. Yeah, huge effort for him. So
Yeah,
can pay off for you.
yeah, hopefully, but it'll only be 1 week.
Don't stay in there
Back
too
to it.
long.
1 week, and I think I'll go home for a week, and then I'll play if that timing's correct, I'll play the Challenger in Little Rock, most likely.
Okay.
So, yeah, back to
Okay.
the Challenger.
I mean, I think what we would like for the channel is to hopefully get into the tennis community so that we can say, hey, Evan's playing in Little Rock. So when you see Evan in Little Rock, go and watch his matches. But I don't know if we have enough viewers for that yet. So
Not yet.
hopefully down the line, that's where we're going to get to. That's kind of the goal. And then for Justin and I, we go to Mexico for 2 weeks. So we'll stay for the first week with Evan and then 1 more week right after that. How's training been for you, like preparation for it so far? It's only been, 2 days?
2 days, but 2 good days in my opinion. Probably played 3 hours both days. I think I need to hit a lot of balls, so it's been good. And it just feels good to be on the court with very specific tasks. I feel like you try your best on the road, but it's not quite the same as when you have Chris there or whoever your coach is kind of guide you through the sessions. So, yeah, I feel good. And hopefully by the end of next week, I'll be feeling like I was before all the stuff happened with the wrist. So, yeah, just happy to be back and kind of put in a good little training block. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm going to hit 1,000,000 volleys the next 2 weeks.
Doves. We playing doubles down there, no?
Yeah, we're playing some doubles.
Oh, just on the Dubs court.
It's been a long time.
You going to play doubles next week?
Yeah, I'm playing with Zeke next week.
Oh, the boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I don't run into Zeke again. I lost to him last week, first round. So, and he doesn't lose matches recently.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if we do run into him, it
The
needs to be
self-proclaimed 15K doubles butt.
leveling up. Leveling up. All right. I think that's it for this week. Like I said at the beginning, if you guys enjoy it, please like and subscribe. And if you have anything that you would like to talk about, you like us to talk about, let us know in the comments. Evan, thanks for joining us, and we will be back next week with Zeke. So look
The
out for
Racket
that.
and String show coming soon, I know.
We'll see. I
And
guess.
look out for the Racket and String show
Don't
coming
look
up.
out too hard though. Just a little bit.
All right. Thanks for watching.